Hey, good morning. Welcome to the best morning movement for creators and for anyone who wish to move a little bit in the morning. Let's start. I try not to edit this video, so I try to be super on it. Let's see, no wasting any seconds of your morning routine life. Okay, so you need a surface, maybe an extra one, and uh, and yeah, let's jump into it. Basically, the thing is, I used to do this whilst I used to work in a hotel as a entertainer, activity organizer. So I try to do some morning exercise in the morning for for basically anyone. Key not needed. Okay, have a comfortable clothes, a comfortable place where maybe you can be alone for 10-15 minutes. And the best thing is you can start it by laying down. So I try to develop this very easy movement sequence for anyone, because we had youngsters, we have older people. This time I used to work in Malta in the winter time in a hotels where we had more a bit like older people, elderly. So the main thing, it can be between from 10 minutes till 40. And uh, and basically I try to go over any kind of any of our joints and muscles which we can move up and down, rotate or swing, and do them for like 10 breath or 10 circle or whatever feels comfortable. And at the end, basically you will move most of your joint, most of your body parts without any extra effort, any extra input. You're not gonna sweat. It just gonna feel fine, you know. Okay, so I would like to just start, relax, take a couple of deep breaths, inhale and exhale. I'm not gonna do that so professional. I'm just trying to enjoy it with you. So just inhale, fill your belly. Try to inhale in your nose, because that's the healthy way, they say. So anyway, generally in life, just breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. That's fine. So your nose, the system in the breathing system can do its work. And when you inhale, just try to fill up the body with the fresh air, the fresh oxygen. So when you breathe in, the belly will be filled coming outwards. Okay. Okay, just lift your hands over your head, and then just try to lift your left. That's the that's the part where you can get a bit confused. So left leg and right arm, and exhale. Now inhale, and whilst you exhale, just lift your leg and opposite side of arm, and just try to touch wherever it feels comfortable. Either it's thighs or knees or shin or even the toes. Okay, just slowly move. We slowly move the hip. We slowly move the shoulders. It requires a bit of core, a bit of back muscles. So it's just really easy. Just moving few times. Okay, change neck. Start with a big inhale, and then whilst you exhale, you close. How do you feeling, guys? I feel good. I'm looking at this rooftop. The rooftop is the ceiling of this little terrace, what we need to change. We asked the company to take it away because it's not the best material. They say it's like it's dangerous, so you either need to treat it or get rid of it. It will cost like twice as more than just to remove this than I wanted to spend on the whole terrace, but it's fine. Okay, how do we feeling? We move our shoulders, which are very important part of our daily life, I guess. Okay, the next one, let's raise both of our legs. If it feels more comfortable, put a little cushion under your lower back, or even you can just do your hands a bit. Oh, that feels good, supporting. Just let's move our toes, just the toes, the fingers on our feet. Why it called toes? Anyone knows? And just spread them They are really, really lovely parts of our body. They support us basically in everything what we do on our feet. So let's be grateful for these little finger toesies. Oh, cool. Move a bit. Or ankles up and down, up and down. You can do it faster, slower, more. You see, just very, very easy. This is just moving. You move it like 10 times and you already feel your muscles in your shin. It's like starting to get warm. It's a bit burning. Then let's rotate them. Okay, rotate any direction you wish. And then when it's like a bit painful, then let's rotate to the other side. Ooh, it's already a bit cramping. Oh, so warm. And now we can do this. Kick, 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 kick. Let's love these lovely knees. You feel it already, the fluid in our joints are moving, bringing more oxygen and love and nutrients to anything. I'm trying not to put too much knowledge into, because I am not that educated. I'm just more likely to do it. Okay, now let's try either with hands on the knees or not. Just a bit rotate the knees a bit around slowly. The best thing, with these movements, you can just a bit get warmed up a bit for the day. It's like, yes, it's required a bit of energy, a bit of effort, even just to do this. Now for me, example, it feels right and good just to pull my knees towards my chest, just to stay in this position. Or if you want, you can do it a bit open. In yoga they call it this the there is the child pose, and this is the baby pose, because babies does a lot of stuff like this, and you just somehow it just feels right. If you can, and if you feel like, just grab your toes with your pointing fingers and the middle one, and just pulling your knees and legs widely open towards the ground. That feels good. Opening a little bit the hips, feel a bit my hamstring. Soon we're gonna sit up and just do the same things for our arms, for our elbows, for wrists, for necks. Okay, that feels good. Okay, let's come back to the previous position. Just straight legs as much as we can, and just let's open, breathe in, and close, exhale. Let's try to do like inhale. When you open your body, like you are opening up, you can involve a bit more opening, involve when you take a deep breath, you feel your body like expand. That's why it's, when you're opening up in yoga also, most of the time when you do movements which is opening the chest, that's when you inhale. And when you close in, that's where you exhale. Example, if I pull my knees to my chest, my lung is like closing. So you can do deep inhale. Nah. Bless you, Gary. Gesundheit. Salute. Then it's a bit more difficult, but when I open and then I can exhale. Okay, so let's try to rotate a little bit more, just small circles, both inward, a few times, and then we do it this way. By the way, this is day 5 of my monk mode, which I'm not really calling monk mode anymore. But the thing is, just I'm on 100 days video uploading challenge, where I'm trying to include more routine as I'm going towards the last video. Okay, happy feet. I feel my legs more flexy, more ready for the day to carry me around. Okay, you can do a little bit of this stretching, but that you might be familiar with from yoga. Just a little bit, you put one feet up here, ankle on the top of the knees, and you just pull it. If it feels right, just do this. If you can, try to grab it and just slowly pull it. Breathe in into that stretch, into this pain, and just try to not be the pain. You can just acknowledge, yeah, there is a stretch, there is a little uncomfort, there is a pain. Nourish it with a big deep inhale, think of that area, and then exhale. You feel it's already a bit less painful. The other side, same. You put it over, and then you can just lift it. You can just a bit push it if you don't feel like to give a bigger stretch to it. Then you feel like you grab it, and then you just stay in the position. Yeah, it stretches, it's uncomfortable, not so comfy. Yeah, but that's how we can grow, just to deal with the uncomfort, no? Out of comfort zone, they say. And then you realize it's just still fine. There is a feeling, there is a there is something what we feel, but it's not us, you know. You can decide how you go about it, as Marcus Aurelius says, you know, like outer world you don't really have over control, so you just need to accept it. And yeah, it feels good, it's stretchy. Any kind of stretch is a painful because of the stretch, not because you have any kind of physiological uh, like limit. That's not good. But when the stretch is a bit like uncomfy or pain, not even painful, it's just, you know, stretching. It's just a feeling that I'm sure if you take 5 or 10 deep breaths, you will feel much less. Okay, and then we arrive to the point where we can just sit up. And my best way to sit up, you can even just a bit swing up and down. It's also good for the back. And then you do it more and more and more. And then at one point, oh, and you know what? It already feels good. I sit up. I feel like all the blood is a bit like. I have goosebumps. Goosebumps or goosebumps? Oh, I feel my legs a bit like warmed up already. Please find a comfortable position. It can be cross-legged, it can be half lotus, full lotus, however you feel like. You can put some cushions under here if it's not. It's you know, we were not born. I mean, we were born with very open hips. You see kids sitting super comfy on the floor, knees are kind of touching the floor, and then with a lot of sitting and stuff, we screw up our bodies. But I remember a few years ago when I went to study a bit of yoga in India. On the first day photos, I'm sitting like this, like I can't really relax this. It was so tight. So yeah, it's so fine not to be able to sit like this. I mean, not okay. I'm not saying because this is the best. I'm so far from my preferred best of my best 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 position where I used to be when I used to do much more. Okay, I feel already a bit like settled. You can close your eyes, just really tap in. This all morning exercise is about what you feel, what your body needs. You know, if you want to stay an extra 5 breaths, 5 rounds, 5 turning, 5 swinging in a position, please do. This is for you, it's for your body. No one ever will be able to tell what your body needs. Okay, so now I'm sitting, I'm trying to roll my my hip towards a bit the back, like externally. I hope I say it well. So it just really settle, grounded, not to arch my back, because then it's intention just to sit back on my tailbone. Yeah, I feel a bit like I'm a bit like closing. So that's why also they say in yoga you try to stretch upward, which sounds a bit silly, like what do I do, like, but yeah, with your spine you like try to pull it up. shoulders, roll it back, and then if you want, extend your hands front of you, and then just let's warm up our fingers for the day. They are just, our toes are pretty much involved in everything. Faster, stretch them, stretch them. Have you forgotten about the breathing? Because I do. Okay, up and down, up and down, up and down. Already feels stretchy, yes? All the muscles working. You can even turn it a bit sideways. Feels good. Let's rotate them. Other direction. You see how simple is this? You know, not any fancy Pilates class, any fancy yoga class. Have no problem with those. But sometimes you just don't feel like to go to them. Maybe you feel a bit shy, you're less flexy, you don't want to compare yourself, you compare yourself to anyone, you don't want everyone looking at you, you're not able to do that pose. I'm sure if you just do something similar to this every morning, every here and there, maybe before you go into bed, just 5-10 minutes, I have no clue since how many minutes I have been talking and letting you relax. And just elbows, yeah, and turn. We tap the shoulders. And small circles. If you do this for a minute, your shoulders get warmed up for sure. Your posture, you can do a bit like backwards, still rotating, doing some small circles, coming on front, touch, and rotate outwards. Let's do a bit bigger circles. How do you feeling? I'm feeling warming up. I do get to wake up, and now we can just turn a bit our body. Try to make sure your hands, your both arms, shoulders make a straight line, and you just move. And you try to turn your head towards the hand where you turn. Feeling the shoulders? Yes. Let's relax them a bit. I feel like I feel the blood is going down. Okay, let's take a huge inhale, starting from our toes. Okay, so feel like you start to inhale from the toes and we feel up our body. Okay, inhale, toes, knees, thighs, hips, belly. Oh, good. One more time, inhale, a huge one. And now we're gonna turn and open up our hands and try to remain. This is an active stretch as far as I know. And you try to look behind yourself and just keep it. Try to keep it. It's okay if you are just here, you hear. Just try to pull it till you can. Big inhale, feel how everything expands in your body and gives a little bit more stretch just as you breathe in. You cannot really breathe in, yes? And with exhale, we come back to the center. Take a deep inhale here. And with exhalation, we turn towards the other direction, other side, and we also stay here for another 20 seconds, 10, as you feel it. My shoulders already burning. It's okay to do any of these positions longer than me or shorter than me. It's not a competition. We all have different difficulties emotionally, mentally, physically. We do different work. We sit and sleep less or longer. So we have all different limits. There is not even 1% why we should compare each other. And back here, let's do a bit of sitting cat and cow. Basically, you put your hands on your knees if it feels comfortable. And the thing is, we just want to curve or spine, front and back, arch and I have no idea, non-arch. Try to sit straight up, okay, and then do it. So if you don't do it like also in yoga they say chin is parallel to the floor, so it's always lift up. So because that's all, especially these days when we are looking at smartphone. I mean, I see a lot of people like this. I'm like, I hope I'm not doing that. I always try to lift my hands, not to look down. So it's like, try this, try to live, spend the whole day, have attention, awareness on chin is parallel to the floor and it's pulled back, okay? And then we try. So it's the spine moves, not just the neck. It also gives you confidence, you look up, It's like whenever you don't feel that much confidence, you look down and it creates your posture, you're a bit closing down and you are like this. You can't have a big inhale because your lung is already closed and you are like this. And no, try to, yes, you are a bit more vulnerable, you are much more open, but you also have this bigger feeling to yourself, connection. Oh, let's do this funky rotation. Basically, oh, I mean, whenever I'm doing it, I feel a bit like it can look so stupid and an idiot. Okay, so we arrive to the shoulder, almost the last part, up and down, up and down, up and let it. Pull it up and just let it drop. Pull it up and just let it drop. Oh, oh good. Let's touch with our fingers the shoulders, touch with the elbows, and big inhale, open. Shoulder blades are squeezing, and exhale. 5 more. 4. Oh, let's a bit rotate the shoulders a few times. Oh, how do you feeling? This is my first class like this. I forgot to tell you what we are doing, but I think you can see. Okay, shoulders roll back and down, shoulder blades like touching, so it's wide open. Try to have a straight spine. Don't try to arch and have it super straight, because no, if the tailbone is a bit curved down, try to touch the floor. You feel it, you can touch it, and it's soft in the back. Okay, and you look towards one direction and you feel the stretch. You try to breathe in to the stretching. And with every exhale, just try to turn a bit more and more so you can see what's behind you, or the mess behind me in this garden. We are renovating this house. And slowly back to center and move it a bit. Inhale, exhale. So whenever we do an extra inhale, when we come back to center, we finish a pose, I feel like everything goes back to place. Inhale, and with exhale we turn. We do the same, we remain for a few seconds. Stretch it. A big inhale if you can, if you're not a smaller one. Gary. And then back to center with an exhale. Take an inhale. How we are doing, guys? Hope you enjoyed it. That's it. You see, nothing special. We moved our toes or ankles or knees or hips a bit up and down. This side a bit rotated. Then we did our spine a bit sideways. Like this, we did a bit. Okay, we could do a little bit more like this. Okay, let's do just hands up, one on the side, try to extend it, and just try not to be like this. It's okay to remain straight, not to turn, and then go sideways. If you can do only this, it's better than trying to do this way, because then you don't do basically no any turn. Okay, so remain flat or straight, and then you go. This gives a very good stretch. It's not easy, okay? So nothing is easy, till it gets easy. Inhale coming up, and other side. So nothing is easy. So this is your first time. I'm very grateful. I hope it's not the last. And if you feel it's difficult, you feel it has to be, okay? It has to be difficult, Eating is difficult for the first time. Pooing is difficult for the first time. So whatever you do for the first time, it's not easy, okay? Okay, I think this should be the first rule. I want to start something new. It's gonna be fucking difficult. It's gonna painful. It's gonna take many things from my self-discipline, from everything. I'm gonna stop it, you know. Just come back, a couple of deep breaths, and come back, hands together. We have a lot of good energy in our body, in our hands. Just warm it up. Close your eyes. When your hands are warm, just place your warm palms on your eyes. Open your eyes, just look into this black thing that you see in your palms. Have some warm energy from our palms enter into our eyes. And if you feel like, just slowly come to a comfy position, and now you can just stay, okay, for a bit of a meditation, I would say. Probably most of us not much able to meditate, because it will take us a good couple of years daily practice, they say, but yeah, let's call it meditation. Just sit here, sit back, tailbone is rolled down, sit a bit back, shoulders rolled back, open chest. Proudly, we loved ourselves for this 15-20 minutes, I have no idea. I'm really appreciating if you are still here. This is the end of the video. I know good is not a feeling, but I will say good. But I feel relaxed. I feel like I did something for my body. I feel warmed up. I feel more in ease. Basically, I just woke up, so I was a bit like tense here and there. It was nice to spend this time. I know it's time silly, but I know somehow my energy tunnels through this camera, this phone, and this 20 euro wireless microphone. So if you think you don't have the right tools, you have more than enough, I guess, especially if you have a smartphone, an internet connection, which I hope you do, because if not, you created something else, because now you can watch YouTube videos without internet. Okay, sorry to disturb your meditation. I shut up, and let's sit another minute together. I'm amazed you loved your body. Please share your video, save it, come back to it regularly, save a tab in your Windows on your browser, so you can come back to it as a bookmark. So you come back to it whenever you feel a bit tired, stress, anxiety, I'm here for you, okay? Consider to follow, because I'm gonna do in the future some group stuff, maybe daily, weekly, where we can also share some feelings, so we can connect to ourselves in many different level, many different dimension. Thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, and don't just stand up very quick, okay? Just give some love. We have been sitting cross-legged. Okay, just a bit of massage if you feel like, just like this. What you can do any morning, just a bit shaky, shaky, shaky. Touch a bit yourself here and there. I mean, yes.